Today, we're talking to television celebrities and ways for you to make even more money. For over 20 years, I've dedicated my life to bringing you the very best selling, marketing, and business building strategies to keep your business thriving. Get ready to experience the success you've been searching for. Welcome to the Tom Ferry Show. Hey everybody, welcome to the Tom Ferry Show. Super excited to have longtime client, longtime friend, Jessie Rodriguez. You know he and his lovely wife from their killer television show, Vintage Flip. So Jessie, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Tom. So happy to be here.
Yeah, buddy. So I want to talk to you guys about television, because certainly he's doing a lot of that now. But really we want to get into this, like extra dollars that are on the table today. My dear friend Kirk Kessler, probably watching, would say to me all the time, the reason why I market and prospect as much as I do is I want to find deals that I can buy, fix, and flip. And he's in Melbourne, Florida, selling $90,000 houses. If you could buy one for 60, put 5, 10 into it, flip it for 20. Jeez. He was making a ton of money doing this, and you, my friend, you are on television, baby, doing this. So maybe give like maybe if the person has not watched your show or not maybe seen one of our events, give the Tom Ferry Show viewers some context for who is Jessie Rodriguez, how many flips have you done, and maybe how'd you get into it?
Okay, awesome. So I'm Jessie Rodriguez. My wife Tina is actually on the show with us. It's called Vintage Flip. It's on HGTV. It airs Thursday nights at 11. So make sure you tune into HGTV and watch that. But how do we get into television? We guest started on another person's show, got our own spin-off, and we've kind of run with it from there.
Yes.
That's kind of the happy ever after of our story, right? Where we are now. Where we started though with flipping, we're a real estate company. We were buying and selling houses, or we were helping people buy and sell houses, and we'd come across deals.
Yes.
When you're out there comping houses, you'd find deals. Well, I would sell them to investors. You have that little pocket pool of investors, and you're trying to sell them to them so you can make a commission. And
you're so excited because
I'm
going to flip this to my investor, and they're going to make a ton of money.
They're going to make $100,000, and I'm going to make like $12,500.
Yes, but it's fast.
And there's no risk, and it seems safe. And then one day, it just didn't make sense anymore. I said, why are we passing these deals on when the spread is that clear?
Yes.
And after you see so many home runs being hit, I said, I'm keeping this one. Tina, let's keep this one. She said, okay. She designed it. I bought it, we fixed it, we sold it, we made $60,000, $80,000, $90,000, whatever the number was X amount of years ago, and we did one or two of those. And then one or two of those the next year. And then the market shifted a little bit more, and it made sense to really try to go after that full time. So that investor, and I got to give him a lot of credit.
Okay, hold on, back up for a second. I'm just curious. So I would love some comments on my YouTube channel or on tomferry.com about, have you been in that situation where you find these smoking hot deals and you flip them to somebody else? You flip them to an investor. You put it inside the MLS, hit enter, and it's gone with like 18 offers in 2 seconds,
and you get this voicemail. Hi, I'm an investor and I want to buy your house cash. Will you represent me?
Exactly.
That's the trigger that says, must be a good deal.
This must be a good deal. So I think, again, you're watching live on YouTube, you're on, tomferry.com. Let me know if you've experienced that before. So you have that moment where you said, hey, this is dumb, right? But there's a process to this. I wrote down these notes, right? Do you recommend it to agents? And I think the answer is
yes, 100%.
Why?
Well, it's you could call it your side hustle if you're a Gary Vee fan, right?
Sure,
side hustle.
That's
going to be the side hustle. That's where you can make an extra $10,000, $100,000 a year. That is part of our main business.
Yes.
It's an offshoot of our main business. And if you're going to stumble upon a deal, why would you not take it down yourself and make yourself some extra income? I mean, that right there is it's more cash flow.
Okay, so the number one question that we get is, well, how do I find investors? I don't have the cash, Tom. I'm running my real estate business and I'm running tight and I'm growing, I'm expanding. I just hired an assistant and I don't have the money.
I can't focus on this. I can't handle another thing on my plate, right?
Yes.
Like we hear all that.
Yes.
So I think one of the easiest ways that I found investors or partners, let's say. Is that what you're asking me?
Partner,
how can I find
How do you help them find the money?
The money. Okay, so you got 2 ways. You can go 3 ways, multiple. I don't know, there's 10 ways. You can pay cash. You can go hard money, right? There's tons of hard money, but you have to put more money. You have to put 10% down, 30% down. You have to have the rehab costs and a reserve fund, things like that. Or my favorite thing is a money partner. Someone who has a vested interest with you. So what I do is I have a very nice email that I send out to people as Jessie the agent that says, hey, I have this amazing deal coming up. It's 123 Main Street. You can buy it for $200,000. I've estimated that the repairs will be about $20,000 to $25,000. And it's going to resell for about $300,000. Your potential profit is X. Are you interested in this deal? Do you want to see it? Instantly, you will get a ton of calls. They will call you back. Yes, I want that
and
deal.
this is not this is not a pray and spray email. This is like a hey Tom,
targeted.
Hey Richard.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, because you're going to get too many, yahoos.
You're going to get too many responses.
Yeah. So this is going to go to Tom, who I know who's interested in investing.
Yeah.
So and so and so and so. Maybe a few different people, because everybody's tolerance for investing changes from time to time, right?
Okay. So back up. You might say, but I don't know anybody who I could send that email to. So guess what you do? You go to your Facebook page and you type in, I see deals in real estate with tremendous spreads every single week. If you are interested in being on my super VIP investor list where I partner with you, send me a private message out, give an email address, and boom. And you know what? You only need one.
Well, I mean, anything on Facebook works. Go and just ask for a listing on Facebook. Usually someone comes back and says, actually, I'm glad you said that. My mom wants to sell.
Yeah, we're thinking about selling.
I mean, it's pretty amazing. When you ask, the answers do come.
So give the email one more time, because I think the email is golden.
So, hey Tom, it's Jesse. Hope you're doing well. Hey, I just came across this deal. 123 Main Street in Irvine. 123 Banana Street.
You give them the address?
You have to give them the address.
It's at the corner of Humma Humma and Nana.
Okay.
All right, good.
So you have to give them the address, because you have to show that it's real. How many fake emails do we get, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just it's clickbait. You're trying to bait and switch somebody. So and we know each other, right? So I'm not sending that to a random person.
Yes.
I'm sending it to, hey Tom, 123 Main Street, because maybe you've shown interest in the past.
Yes.
Maybe we've done something together.
Yes.
Maybe I helped you buy a home, and I knew that that you come from some money, right? So I may approach it to people like that in my database, and I go, it's 123 Main Street. This is what I'm getting it for. This is how much I'm estimating the rehab. This is how much I can sell it for. Because I want to be able to let them do their own research.
Yes.
I want them to
let them go online, look, and
go. You're going to go on Redfin. You're going to go on Zillow, right?
Yep.
You're going to get your Zestimate, because that's where they think the values come from. So they're going to do that. They're going to come back, and maybe they say they don't agree, or tell me more. How does this work? That's all you want, is some sort of response. And at that point, I'll say, so what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a partner to come in, put up the money. I'm going to go ahead and repair it all. We'll relist it, and then we will split the profits. And there's a couple different ways you can even go that route. I've done times where I relist it and I don't take a commission. So that I'm throwing that part into the pie to kind of make the deal a little worthwhile. Other times, I still take a commission on top of that.
Yes.
Because the deal has enough spread
commission
for that
on the front, commission on the back?
100%.
Yep.
100%. If the spread is there and that person can make a return, you have to have a return in mind that you want to give to your investors.
So let's talk about that. What is a reasonable return, and what's the typical time frame? 90 days?
I'd say it's probably closer to 150 now.
Okay.
Depending
Southern
on
California for sure.
Yes, and depending on your market, so if you're in Southern California and you're in kind of like the entry price point, or where FHA is, we got the 90-day FHA rule.
Yes.
So you kind of have to wait that long before you can sell it. Now, it goes on the market and it sells instantly and it closes quick.
Yes.
But sometimes you have to wait for that. Other times, if you're at that price point where it's not an entry-level buyer and you can get done in that rehab in 45 days, I mean, you're in escrow the next week, you're closing in 90 days, definitely.
So
I think
what's
return?
the
I think a very, very fair return to your partner, you want to be at 10 to 12%. They're only getting 1 or 2% if they're in muni bonds or they're in their bank account. So that's going to look very attractive to them. But, once you have commissions coming out and things like that. So it may start around a gross of 15 to 18%, and then commission will come out, and then they're left with, they're splitting a 12, 12.5, 13%. So they're making 6.5, 7% in 90 days, 120 days, 150. I mean, it's
an unsavvy investor is going to say 12% return on my money in 180 days?
Yeah, because that's not annualized.
How many more times can I do it?
We're going to turn that 3 to 4 more times. You annualize it, they're now making a 25, 28% return annualized. That is huge to someone. I mean, that is unheard of.
So help them understand, what do people generally balk at? Like, do they want their name on title? Do they, I've never done a deal like this, Jesse. I'm putting a lot of money into this thing and it's in your name. And
well, when the relationship starts, and let's say it's cousin Joe or it's a friend of the family and they're not a savvy investor, they may not be in a position to set up and give you the hard money loan or take a note or a deed on that. So what they'll do, what I've done in the past, because I trust people, and if I'm working and talking with you, I must know you. So I trust you already. So I would say, Tom, I want to do this deal. You may be a little bit iffy on it. I'd say, Tom, we'll put it in your name. We'll do a contract for you and I on the profit portion of it. I'll do the whole rehab. My books are open to you. You'll see every dollar spent. That's how much it's going to go into it, and we'll work on the deal together so that you can actually. And then you're learning along the way as well.
Yes.
And after you go with me 20 times to see a home and you see how hard it is, you're happy to sit back and go, Jesse,
give me my 12%.
You handle this and give me my 12% because I'm loving our deal. And you're going back to the country club and you're telling all your buddies this gold mine you have here in Jesse about about how this young whippersnapper, it's not you, right? This young whippersnapper is just killing it for you, and you're getting these great returns, and you're having fun again in life. I mean, these are real conversations that I've had with guys that are like, this is fun.
So would you say the myth, the fear, the concern that most people have is I can't find the money, that's actually a super easy, solvable, go on Facebook, take his email, send it to 5 or 6 people that you know that you think might be interested, and then have the conversation. I'm looking for a 50-50 partner, your cash, I do the work,
and it's all
we split the
negotiable.
profits.
I mean, if it's a deal and someone doesn't feel ready and you want to give them a little bit more, they're 60, they're 40, you just have to prove yourself to someone. And after they get that first hit, then you get to remake your deal every way you want to make it.
Okay, so you do vintage houses on the television show. We have clients that are watching this. They could be in Munich, Germany, in Paris, and Sydney. They could be in Beverly Hills. They could be in South Beach, Miami.
I want to flip in all those places.
I know you do, but
all the cool places: Miami, Beverly Hills, Paris, places. I want to visit all those places.
You want to just go on vacation. So here's the other concern is, do you start at a lower price point? How do you help them assess their own risk formula for price range?
I think everybody knows what their own risk level is, right? If you're Christoph Chu, and I'm bringing him a $250,000 deal, he's probably like laughing at me and going, "It's not worth the time or the investment." He wants that $7 million deal brought to him that he's going to flip for 12.5 and make a big home run, right? If we're talking to somebody who maybe is in Cleveland, Ohio, then they're going to want a deal that's $150,000, $250,000, right? So,
and just making anything more than 2.5% or 3%, if you can make 5, 7, 8,
more than
10,
a commission.
12, exactly.
That's how if I'm able to make more than a commission, maybe double that is the number, right? Because if it's only 4%, I could have made 2.5%. Maybe it's not worth that effort of those 90 days. But if you're making 5 to 7% back to myself, and I was only going to make 2.5, and again, it's that side hustle. Like that money goes, it stays in this pool of money while my real estate business is paying for my bills, it's paying for my office, and then this builds. And then for me, the ultimate thing, from years ago when you were my coach, you still are my coach, but when we were sitting in that office, what's the ultimate goal? It's rentals. Like real estate flipping for me now is my day job. And the money I make is to go buy that 6 units, the 4-plex, the 8-plex.
Hold on, your coach Eileen right now is going, what? Are you out of my schedule?
No, Eileen,
Tom
you're still
again?
my coach. Tom's the original coach.
Yes, I'm the OC. So, all right, so one last question, being mindful of time, and thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to read all the comments. How has this whole television thing changed your life, and what advice do you have for agents that are not going to be on television? But I'm going to give them a little hint. Google says 80% of the world's content is going to be consumed via video. 80% of the world's content being consumed the way this person's watching right now, right? By 2019, that is tomorrow.
Well, I think
what do they do?
The easiest way to answer that is I will never not be on television now. Because even the day that HGTV says there's no longer a vintage flip, I'm going to make sure I create my own YouTube show, my own Facebook show, my own Instagram show. I mean, video and content on video is the only way that this business is forever going to progress. I mean, everyone has the power to do it. I mean, honestly, having my own show has now taught me that the production to be able to create something, it's a phone. You don't have to have the mics and the lights and all that kind of stuff. Put yourself next to a window with some nice light, get on there and give out a message and ask for business, give help people. I mean, what you've taught us, what Gary Vee has talked about with social media. I mean, if people are not on it, I mean, I'm not going to say they're not going to get business, but I'm going to say that they are going to become less relevant in the future.
I agree.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to go as far as, because I know there's going to be like that one agent who's going to say, like, I sell 1 billion houses and I don't do anything on social media. Probably didn't even see this video. But the truth is, if you're not getting on that, you are going to become less relevant. I mean, even that 75-year-old man today that I met with, that I bought the house from, told me he's on Facebook. He's text messaging. I mean, it's there's no way people to think that that's not how business is done. It is how business is done today.
For sure.
Everybody has the power. And the show has changed our life. I mean, I'm getting more houses. I'm getting more leads. We're making more money. We're getting recognized from people. We're able to immortalize someone's house on national television now, which is really fun. And I love it. Like, I'm hooked on television. Like, I want this YouTube show. Like, I'm gonna take your desk home with me right now because I want this, because it's to be able to have a platform now to set send a message to somebody.
Yes.
You know, instead of just being you and I, like, you know, when we're golfing together and we're talking, it's like we get to share that now with everyone.
Yes.
Then when you get feedback and you get to interact, and from there, someone might come to me and say, I loved your show. I want to be your money partner.
Yes.
Like, that's where this could go for you know, and that's
Yes.
just, that's the potential of this stuff.
I got to tell you, my friends, I mean, you're watching this, and thank you, you know, for being a part of my ecosystem and watching the Tom Ferry Show, and, you know, listening to my buddy Jesse, who is just brilliant at what he does. Look, at the end of the day, everything is shifting. Everything is shifting. And the whole original show number 1 of the Tom Ferry Show was, it's all about innovation and marketing.
That's right.
So once again, it comes right back to the original message, innovation and marketing. So ask yourself this question as this show wraps up. Are you going to look at this fixing and flipping opportunity, which has been around forever? I think there were fixing and flipping caves back in the day,
yes,
right?
100%.
I mean, you know, this is you could Google this. There is content everywhere. The bottom line is, I want you to make more money. He wants you to make more money, and I really want you to start thinking about, if 80% of the world's content is going to be consumed basically on something like this, and it's going to be video before it's text, what actions are you going to take? You've heard me talk about it a lot. What are you going to do? Any closing thoughts for all of our friends out there?
If you guys have any questions, comments, fears, then send me a video.
Oh,
don't email
nice,
me or text me.
nice.
Send me a video to Jessie@CalAmericanHomes.com.
Yes.
Jessie @CalAmericanHomes.com. And I'll respond back to you with the video.
Outstanding.
And that's how we'll communicate.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, always your strategy matters, and now more than ever, television, fixing and flipping, and Vintage Flip Thursdays at 11 absolutely rules. Take care. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you want more of this, make sure you subscribe to our channel.